All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fort Worth Community Arts Center's Boxed Lunch program. We are back on another rainy Monday here in Texas, and so very excited to have an opportunity to speak with another great artist from the Dallas area, the one and only Nitashia Johnson. Nitashia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. That was nice. I really like the introduction. Really.
Well, thank you. That was totally improv. And luckily you gave us enough information to where I could just rattle that off. And just very pleased to have you and so very grateful that you've taken the time to join us here today on our Box Lunch program.
Well, it's nice to be here. It really is on a rainy day.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So Nitashia, before we get into everything, do you mind just taking a moment and introducing yourself and letting us know a little bit about who you are and what it is you do?
Okay. Well, hello everyone. My name is Nitashia Johnson. I'm a multimedia artist from Dallas, Texas, and I really love creating. I mainly love creating to uplift other people. I work on video work. I have so many videos that really surround the planet Earth, and then just uplifting the subjects that I work with. I'm also a photographer. I'm a portrait photographer, but I also shoot photojournalism for the New York Times, the Dallas Morning News, the Marshall Project, the NBC, and like news outlets like that. And it's been really great because I've been able to meet so many great people. I also am a visual artist. I went to Booker T. I'm a graphic designer. I do work at with the youth, and I also do work at the university level. I'm a teacher because I love motivating the youth. I've taught as a professor and adjunct at different universities, and also I've taught in high schools, which was very fun, very different challenge, but very rewarding. And I do all of that stuff, my freelance work, work for the university. And I also run my new startup nonprofit called the Smart Project. And it's really great because it aims to really uplift creative youth so that they can help us change this world.
Awesome. Yes, I can't wait to find out a little bit more about that as we move through. I'm very curious. You always hear the word multimedia artist. What drove you to the different disciplines rather than focusing on one? I know myself, it was really out of necessity. I always thought I would be an actor, which led me to sweeping stage floors, which taught me about lights, which put me in the technical area. What was it that inspired you to dip your toes, so to speak, in all of these different types of artistic disciplines?
Okay. Well, it's kind of like it came naturally, right? It wasn't something that I was trying to do, but I love creating so much, and I get inspiration from everything. Like this world is my inspiration. Like people I meet, like like you're my inspiration because I feel that every time we meet someone, we transfer energy, whether it be good or bad, and it can really help us make better choices or bad choices in our life. Depends on what we want to do with it. But as I was growing, I was inspired, and not to dive too far deep into like my past, but it was many people in my life that, were a part of my family and outside that really inspired me to create. And teachers really played a huge part in that. So I started off as a visual artist, but then I was like, wow, graphic design seems cool. Let me try some 2D design stuff. So working on that stuff really helped me see the beauty in images and text put together. And then photography came, and I had, excuse me, I had many hardships that also inspired that as well. And I felt that, hey, if I could, continue to grow as a person and I can experiment with these different mediums, it can really help me show the world the way I see it, like the beauty that I see in there. And yeah, it keeps my passion going, seriously, like interacting with others, really loving the idea of creating. It's very important to me, and I just like to try everything, from playing with plaster, from shooting videos, photography, and just drawing. it's all in one area for me. And that's why I label myself as a multimedia artist, because it's hard to really explain to people like that, hey, I do all of these things without being like, oh, I'm a photographer, graphic designer. So I rope it all in one. So when I tell my story, it's like, oh, you do those things to make beautiful work to help people see the beauty in themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great that you found ways to channel that artistic energy. Do you consider to be, do you consider your art to be in the experience or in the final product? Where is it for you in terms of that barometer of where you're really at your peak artistic expression?
Okay, so it's, yeah, I know for some artists it's like the outcome, like, like, oh, the final work. But for me, it's like, it is the process. It's the connection. It's the conversations that I have. It's the creative process is the artwork, because it helps you form the final product. And to me, that's beautiful. It's like, what if I had magic and I can snap my fingers and the photo just appears? That would be cool, great, whatever, but I would be missing out on that really great experience that is the reason why I created the photo in the very first place, or the reason why I created the design or the video in the first place. So I'm really in love with the creative moment and the creative process, and then the product is like, oh, it makes me remember that experience.
Yes, absolutely. I get flustered sometimes when the creative process is ended, and then you get locked in to what it is you've done. And for me myself, I just love the freedom of any brushstroke is still allowed in a rehearsal or in a creative
Mhm.
process. And then sometimes I have a tendency to look back a little bit with regret once the curtain rises or they've placed it on a wall. You're usually like, oh, I wish I'd had just
I
2 more minutes with that
know.
before I let somebody else consider it being done. So I'm always curious
Mhm.
about that experience. So talking about creative processes, what is on your lunch menu today?
Okay, yay. So I actually, it's a restaurant that's so close to me. It's called Asso Rock, but it's also an African market, and they sell like so Nigerian food that they sell there, so delicious. And I've always loved that because, me being Nigerian, I was born here, but I have much family there. And, my friends, many of my friends are from there as well. And the food is just so amazing. So, what I have on my lunch menu is the fried rice and it's fish. So, and I know it's so good. Oh my gosh, it's really, really good. And you'll get very, very full very fast. Very full very fast. You won't feel the need to eat anything else.
Very nice. Good prices and great portions. That's like the top two things on my
Yeah.
dining requirements.
Yeah, no, it's really great. I mean, you get a lot of food, and then you can also go in there to shop and buy your own
Oh,
um
wow.
ingredients. Yeah, so it's like a little supermarket, and then at the same time you have like this restaurant bar area where you can go over and get your food. And they also have packs of frozen food. So if you're a person that's always on the go, you need something quick and fast, you can buy that and stack up for a week.
Wow. Now, where are they located? Maybe not specifically, but you're in Dallas, I believe.
Mhm.
Where's the restaurant? And we'll try to get some links down in the comment sections as well, and hopefully drive some traffic over there.
Yeah, so it's actually right off the North Dallas Toll Road or Tollway, but it is in Carrollton. So it's like Frankfurt and the Toll Road.
Oh,
The
right.
tollway. Blech, I keep saying it. But yeah, it's right there. It's beautiful. The inside is nice. Oh my gosh, it's so nice in there. And it's just, if you're feeling down, trust me, if you go in there and eat, you'll feel a lot better.
Awesome. Well, we'll make sure we get some information in the comments section for anyone who's looking to try that out. Sounds delicious. I also
Mhm.
went with a little bit of grab and go myself. As the world continues to open up, I still am choosing my battles wisely and using a little bit of curbside and drop off still to this day. And so last night I had a gyro plate from Damasis, which is also a Mediterranean buffet. So I was very impressed with their selections as well. And so today I'm taking a little bit of leftovers and making a pita and gyro sandwich. So I'll be showing you some of that stuff as we continue to chat here today. And as much as I love barbecue, I got to say those
Yeah.
gyros are probably up there in the top 5 as well. And looking forward to having a lovely sandwich with you as well as we move through our discussion today. So
Yeah.
there's our lunch plans, and I'll do my best to remember how to pronounce things and continue to struggle with what I think I know.
No, no, I trust me. And I'm surprised I haven't eaten my whole plate already.
I know that's one of the hardest things to do is get through the interview before I'm ready to dine. So,
And I'm like, where's my fork? No.
so Natasha, now you talked about a lot of different variants of art. I'm curious, did you have a single mentor that opened up these doors for you? Did you have multiple mentors in your life that led you to these various different disciplines? Do you mind talking a little bit about some of the people that inspired you to where you are today?
Right, right. Yes. So I will have to give props to my mom. I didn't live with her growing up, but good energy never dies. You know what I mean? It never, and she's still around and everything, but she planted that seed because I remember seeing her drawing one day when we were out on public transportation. Like, it didn't live with her at all. Well, much. I would say it was a few times throughout my life I had the opportunity to, but when I was able to interact with her, it was just like good vibes. And I remember seeing her drawing and I was so inspired by that. And what's so great about when you plant like creative seeds in a youth that's passionate, it just grows because the more people you meet, the more they'll just really help you grow. So I met lots of teachers, one by the name of Mrs. Grisby, amazing woman. I had recently actually reconnected with her. And she actually is the one that told me about graphic design. So it's like, okay, mom inspired me to start drawing. Mrs. Grisby was that person, that teacher who saw me drawing in the hiding out in junior high school and the bathroom. That's such a weird time for kids. Like I felt like my junior high school years were like, I would hide out in the restroom. I was just growing. I felt so weird. But anyway, Mrs. Grisby was such a sweet teacher though, because she would say and help me with my portfolio. She told me about graphic design and then she told me about Booker T. Washington in downtown Dallas. I had no clue. I was one of those kids that had moved like so much because of my living situations and many things that had happened in my life. But you have that foundation of support everywhere you go. So she was a great mentor and motivator, and she's the reason why I became a graphic designer. I met other teachers, even and I did printmaking on her. That really inspired me to understand how to use like my images in a great way. So I would say throughout my life, teachers, family, even if it meant drawing a picture for someone I loved in my family or a friend, these are all like signs of validation that I needed to keep going. And it also helped me when they were happy about my art, the art that I produced. It was like, okay, I'm going to keep going because this is bringing them joy and I love them. So this is bringing me joy. So yeah, I would say it's all of those things. It's everyone that I meet.
Yeah, and it really seems to have made a mark on you as well, because all of this really is kind of the basis for your nonprofit, the Smart Project. Now, is that
Mhm.
somewhat correct as well? I know it's a after-school program in terms of teen leadership and mentorship. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, it's so great because, when I started teaching, cooperating teacher, I have a few gray hairs, let me just tell you,
Well,
because, like kids are a blessing, but a lot of them in the classroom, that's a lot of personalities to deal with, I'll tell you that much. But I was so inspired by these kids. I know usually it's like the children are like, hey, they're looking up to the adults, but it's even great for us to be inspired by them because they have such a strong voice. I mean, you should have seen some of these projects, the kids that I worked with when I was away for grad school, just studying, getting my degree in teaching. These kids will make strong, impactful projects about social issues, about love, about the earth, and I was so inspired by that. And it made me realize, like, hey, at first I wanted to just do community work, right? Work in nonprofits and just after school programs. But by working with kids in school, I really saw the fights that they had to take on, the resilience these kids had, and then the strength as well. And that really inspired me to create the Smart Project program because of the strong realization and all of the help that I had received myself. If it were not for the people, I could say I've done it alone, but no, if it wasn't for the people I met in my life, I wouldn't be where I am today, because we all utilize the people that we're around to help us grow. And it's been really, really great. Like I said, at first I wasn't sure about teaching in schools, but that was the biggest motivator for me. And then, the teachers that helped me in my life. And now the Smart Project is fairly new still, but we've helped. I work with three other girls, and we have two like freelance come in and out, and we funded ourselves out of pocket, but we're so like stuck on just helping these kids and helping them understand that they matter, that everything just comes together. And we were able to work with children at North Dallas High School, which is really, really great, in 2019 in the fall. We were scheduled to do that in 2020, but COVID. And now we're making plans for a summer workshop because we really want to see them thrive. And it just reminds me about the teachers who helped me, and I feel like it's my duty to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's just extremely inspirational to hear folks like you taking the lead. And I've said it before, our future is in the youth, and these opportunities, oftentimes there are such struggles to find any kind of voice, let alone to be able to just stand on a platform and speak your mind. And I think it is just so impressive and inspirational anytime that art is used to find a direction for people to be able to express themselves, their viewpoints, and the things that are very challenging to just find a way to get from your head, out there
Mhm.
into the world. So it's just amazing to me when people focus on helping others. So it's very inspirational, and we're so grateful to you for taking that charge and leadership, and helping these people find a voice for themselves through art, or whatever it may be. What all kinds of programs does the Smart Project offer? I'm assuming it is art related. Yes.
Yeah, it's art related. So it's a 2D design course, and we hope to soon roll out with, the more we grow, the digital media arts course, because we'll need sources of technology. It does highlight photography. And actually, in this past November, I taught an online photography course with a kid from Rhode Island, one from Texas, and also in India. And they're all amazing. It's really great. So photography, drawing, creating more of a mental outlet, because they deal with a lot. They
Yeah.
see a lot online, and the world is changing very fast in front of their eyes. And as like as a young person, you kind of consume and can become subsumed in everything that you come across. So creative writing is a great workshop that we have, and that we're going to roll out to the schools as well, where the kids can be themselves. They can write in their journals, and they don't have to fear being judged, because the internet can be very. And it's we plan to even have a Saturday portfolio program that's in the works. And the more we speak to people, the more we're reaching out, because Dallas is growing, our art community is growing, and we have to grow together to help ourselves and help the youth, because that's important. So those are the programs, and it's really great, man. I love it.
Awesome. Well, you're doing some fabulous work, and we need more people like you taking the lead to help shape and grow our future for sure. So now you said you guys are self-funded. If I wanted to drop a nickel in the kitty, how would I go about doing that? I'm guessing you have a website, or how can people find out not only about the programs you offer, but also how to support these great projects?
Okay, yeah, you can visit thesmartproject.org. And then Reagan is on my team. She does a great job on the site. We work on it together. We use our design skills. We do this like together because we know, and it can be a challenge. But yeah, you can donate on over at thesmartproject.org. We also have an address on there. So if you want to submit supplies, you can also, message us if you have any old magazines, because we do a lot of like scrapbooking and stuff like that and collage assignments. That would be great. But yeah, like, you can most definitely contact us on the website, thesmartproject.org, and then you can donate as well.
Awesome. Now, I think that's very important too. A lot of people assume funding is cash money, and that's not always the case. So you're also looking for supplies and things like that as well to
Mhm.
help grow the programs. And I know that it's important to point that kind of stuff out, because oftentimes people may not have disposable income to support some of these great programs, but they very well may have a stack of magazines they've read over the
Mhm.
past year when they were locked inside.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah, yeah.
guessing that material is as important as dollars as well. Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's very important. Like even old books, right? Because we're gonna have a book club for the kids. We work with 8th through 12th, but the younger kids, we would love to have books for them to read. So books. And then if you are an artist in this area and you can't donate anything or you can't give up any supplies, maybe just even submitting your information so we can feature you and the kids can see inspiration. They need to see you so they can see themselves. That's really believe space for them in that area.
Awesome. Again, I cannot encourage people enough to check out the Smart Project and see the wonderful work these folks are doing for sure. So, speaking of a collage, I think 2020 was just a total collage of so many different things. How did
Mhm.
you fare last year? Sounds like you were really kind of taking off. And then obviously with COVID hitting, how was your last year, and how do you feel now as we're moving through 2021?
I would say, and like this is just gonna be raw and honest. I would say with 2020 and COVID, it was just a reminder. It was just a reminder that life is fleeting and that we must really truly love ourselves and other people. And when I say enjoy the little things, I mean enjoy the little things. If it's a butterfly or a ladybug, look at that. It's beauty, because we don't know how we've gotten here. We are all on this planet trying to figure it out. And if you can find beauty in small little things, it case like there's a big reason why you're here in love. And with 2020 for me, it was a bit of a change. I took on photojournalism. That was something new for me. I was still working on my book project, the self-publication. I'm working on volume 3 of that. It's almost done. So that's more so dealing with stories in the Black community and photographic work on the participants. So I was working on that, doing photojournalism, getting things in order for the after school program, the SMART project. And I really realized that, hey, this is scary. This is scary and this is different, but it made me slow down and take time to realize that how life is precious, a bit more precious, a little bit more. I've always honored and loved taking time to myself and really just studying nature, but that was a time that I felt that everyone probably were mentally on the same plane or same lane. And it just made me realize that happiness isn't just about, it's not like money is not, I never felt that it was. I've never been that type of person, but true happiness is what we make it. And we just really have to enjoy our time with the ones we love, you know? Um, I did acquire, yes, more work, but I was the most happy or happiest when I was around people I loved, and when I was able to meet people who had deep stories. Um, I photographed a woman who survived a bombing, and our connection was so great. You know, it wasn't about the photo, the end product. It was about my connection with this woman. So, if anything, it taught me how to really consume more good energy.
Yeah, for sure. I used to think that it was all about how many shows I did, how much we produced. And, I have to agree with you 100%. Even these box lunch episodes and having an opportunity to meet these fabulous people that I don't think I ever would have come in contact with has really created an artistic connection I never
Mhm.
would have ever achieved memorizing lines in some back dressing room or just being on a stage with the people in a particular production. And that kind of reach that the pandemic has brought to me anyway personally, I am so grateful. And I've said this many times, there's been a lot of hardships over the course of the last year, but we have also had a real opportunity to embrace some personal growth and experience things that I never think we would have had all this
Yeah.
laid out this way. So,
Yeah, yeah, and I looked at a few of those videos. You met some great people, some
yes,
amazing artists that I've seen. I'm like, wow. But
absolutely.
no, it's great, and I'm pretty sure anyone will be happy to meet you. You have such a great energy, and you're a really nice person.
Well, you're flattering me, and it's easy to be nice and interesting when the people you visit with are even more so. So
Oh,
I'm just trying to keep up with all of you.
oh, thanks. I'm pretty sure everyone will really appreciate that.
All right, Natasha. Now I'm starting to put my little sandwich together here. There's a couple of things that I want to point out about this restaurant. They have an avocado hummus. And I'm not a real big fan of hummus, but I have to say, this stuff right here is absolutely delicious. And no gyro is complete without the cucumber sauce or tzatziki sauce, I think is what it might be called.
Oh yeah,
I hope I didn't mess that up too bad.
yeah. That's
But it is
it's
also
okay.
it is also quite delicious. And then a little bit of tabbouleh here as well. So I just throw all that in the sandwich and I'll show you the finished product as we start to wrap up here. So any uh, any special dishes at your restaurant or any kind of secret
Oh,
ingredient that makes their food so special?
oh man, it's just the seasoning is so great. But I love the agusi like dish because you'll have the pounded yams and then you just you just have to oh my gosh, you have to taste it because you dip it, you know? And you will get full very, very fast. It's also the jollof rice that you'll really like. It can be a little spicy sometimes, but it's really good. And the plantains too.
Oh my
The
goodness. Yes.
plantains, the spaghetti, every dish that they have is great.
Wow.
Surprised I'm not like I'm probably gonna go back today.
Well, I may have to drive over there myself. You said you had me at plantains for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good too. They're
So,
really good.
Natasha, now I would be remiss. You brought it up already, and I certainly want to make sure that we have an opportunity to visit about this as well. Now, you mentioned your book, The Self Publication. Now, that's the title
Mhm.
of this. Do you mind
Yeah.
again just expanding on that a little bit? But it sounds like not only a very personal project, but also something that is going to bring some great awareness out there as well.
Yeah, yeah. So the self-publication is this idea came about. It's like everything really flourished like when I was in grad school, you know, because I was away from Texas and I was really, really exploring myself as a woman, as a Black woman, and just like as an artist. So the self-publication is actually a photographic book series with reflections in there from participants, you know, and members in the Black community. And these people are so brilliant, they're so beautiful, And my goal was to highlight their stories, really shine light on their stories so that way we can heal in our community. Because I've also, it's trauma there, and being able to really understand one another and to, dissect these stories and share them with the world is very important. So with that, so far I've worked with over 30 people for this project. It's been 14 in each one. I've I have volume one done and complete, and I designed that. So I designed that. I do the design for everything: the website, the social media. I do the video work for it, and it's been great. So I did volume two as well, and that's the mixture of people in the community. The first one was all Black women, but the second one is a mixture of different people in our community. And with
Wow.
that, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. Stories, very brilliant stories. And now I have volume three that's coming out pretty soon. It's been really great. And I had an exhibit for it at the South Dallas Cultural Center in 2019, the winter fall of 2019. And what was so great about that is it was an amazing exhibit. I showed 25 images with small portions of the stories. And there was these huge panels that said spread love that people could come in and write on, because it wasn't about just coming in and reading the stories. It's also about them reading those stories and then spreading positivity when they left. There was a video showed there. It's called Little Black Girls, one of my video works, and it includes the audio from poet Obi West.
Right.
And yeah, this is a massive project. I've been working on it for 4 years, and
Wow.
it's really great. It's really helped me understand myself more, my community, and the love that I have for my community. And I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the stories I've read, and you know, it's just great. I don't think I would have changed it for anything. This has been one of my I mean, it's a really great project. I work on the SMART project, and then the self-publication is another brilliant thing that I've worked on that really helps me see beauty in people in this world. And it really helps influence my work when I go out and work with people shooting photojournalism. It's changed me a lot. It really has.
Well, it sounds amazing, and I'd love to know where we can find Volume One. Sounds like Volume Two is possibly available as well. More importantly, I need
Mhm.
some insight to be able to find some beauty in people. I've been uh, I've been struggling a little bit these last few months as we've moved through all these changes, and I'll take any grain of goodness I can get to continue to be able to find the beauty in people. How can we find this fantastic work?
Okay, so yes, you can the website. I love how I say but it's the selfpublication.com. It's just how I start off everything. It's like the love, but yeah, it's the selfpublication.com. And on there you will see like volume one, volume two, and there are also digital versions available. It will also link you to the Instagram and YouTube where I, upload more of my content. I really love the brand, the colors and everything, and it touches on some very, deep topics, but it's for a very good cause, and it really does. It's a creative project that I love working on because it really honors, my community. It really honors my community, and it's very transparent. And once again, it's helped me grow. But yeah, you can find it there. Please support the project. I work on it as a creative person alone. So a very it's a challenge, but it's also, I wouldn't change it. I just wouldn't change it. But yeah, you can go there. I would love to share this with the world because it's big, and the people and their energy is just as amazing.
Well, you are doing some fantastic work. You have some wonderful, wonderful programs, telling some great stories as well. And I think I would be remiss if I did not ask this as well. How and where do we keep up with you personally? Not only your projects, but how can we track and find out all of the great things that are in the works that you're thinking of? And if we just want to keep up with the stuff that you're doing personally as well.
Okay, well, I have a bag of now, just but okay. Well, you can keep up with me at NitashiaJohnson.com. That's NITASHIA Johnson.com. And it's also the same as my Instagram is the same. And you'll see my work there. You'll see my photojournalism work. You'll even see one of the projects I just finished. I finished a residency under the Juanita J. Craft House that was put on by the South Dallas Cultural Center. And I documented South Dallas. And, you know, Mrs. Grisby, I met Mrs. Grisby in South Dallas, you see, and that teacher really motivated me. So that project was very dear and to my heart, and it's beautiful because of the people that I met there. That's a huge photographic project too. But you can keep up with me on NitashiaJohnson.com. The same, my email is info@NitashiaJohnson.com. My Gmail is Natasha Johnson at Gmail. And yeah, my Instagram, please follow me. I would love to support you and give you wisdom whenever I can, because we're all in this together.
Well, I'm coming for you. As soon as I get this video up and ready, I'm going to follow you, and it's going to be my inspiration for not only the remainder of this week, but sounds like very possibly the rest of the year. So
forever, forever, eternity.
All right, Nitashia, I'm gonna show you my my wonderful creation here, and then we'll go ahead and sign off and get on with the lunch. So, little trick. Some people don't always know this, but if you cut the pita bread in half, you can like stuff that and make a little pocket there with the pita bread. So I've got the cucumber sauce in there. I put the avocado hummus. I just rubbed it on the bread there, and then the meat and the tabbouleh and all of that great stuff is inside. So it may not look very pretty, but I guarantee you it is absolutely delicious. Can I get more look at that fabulous food you've got in front of you?
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm gonna eat this. Like, it's so good. Oh man, and it, you know, like the food with food, you know, we have food photography, right? But you might look at it and say, but I'm telling you, you're saying that your food, your sandwich, or just doesn't look great. It looks great. And I'm saying this because the best food is like raw and real, you know? It's like the most delicious food. It's not the perfect patty. It's like the food that looks very organic. So I know you're about to be full off of that.
Oh my goodness gracious. I'm literally drooling. So we'll wrap this up and get on with our lunch. Nitashia, any words of wisdom out there before we sign off for these fabulous people that have tuned in today?
Yes, I would say to never give up on your dreams or goals. It doesn't matter if a million people are watching or you're the only one that knows about it, because it's about your happiness that matters. And when you go out into this world, always spread peace and love. Be kind to those you meet, because you never know what anyone is going through. And in return, the universe will grant you peace and love. I love all of you, and you know, you are well needed on this planet, and you're here for a reason. And let your soul shine, and never let anyone tell you different. Seriously.
Great words, great words. It has been an inspiration and a joy to visit with you, Nitashia. I'm so very pleased to have an opportunity to spend some time with you and meet you. I wish you nothing but the best. And again, if there's anything we can do at the Art Center to help spread your message, just let us know, okay?
Oh, thanks so much. All right, so before we go, you got to give me an air hug, because we can't hug in real life.
Oh,
yeah.
Air hugs. I love it. All right.
Oh, those are cool. So, okay, yeah.
As my stomach's gonna
like,
be.
I'm complete. Yeah. So no, it's been great. I'm gonna chop down on this food, and you know, you're amazing. It was great talking to you, seriously, and you have a good one, man.
Well, we do appreciate it. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, bon appetit. That wraps up another episode of Box Lunch. We'll be back. Have a safe Memorial Day, everybody, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye, everyone.